Yeah, the live action How to Train Your Dragon movie is just kind of meh. It's fine, I guess. It's better than most other live action remakes, but that's not really saying a lot. Welcome to Easily Entertained. Here we usually talk about the good aspects of entertainment, but today we're just kind of talking about anything. We're talking about the live action How to Train Your Dragon. It's just a little bonus episode. We already had our full How to Train Your Dragon episode this week talking about the animated franchise. If you want to go check that out, go do it. It's a great time. But talking a little bit about the live action How to Train Your Dragon, it was fine. It was a movie. I will probably never watch it again because if I think of How to Train Your Dragon, I will just want to watch the animated ones. I'm not going to pick the live action one, to be quite honest. There are some live action remakes that I would pick to watch. The Jungle Book in particular, I would watch that one because I like the live action one better than I like the animated one. But that one's just me. But, How to Train Your Dragon, it doesn't even compare. But there are some good aspects, mainly being the sets. The sets are amazing, okay? They really make it look like Burke. They do absolutely great job. There's so much level of detail, and the costumes they do pretty well on. It really feels like the movie has come to real life and still fits within the historical idea of Vikings, and I think that's really good. Some of the dragons look decent, and I say some for sure. I really like the Monstrous Nightmare design and the Red Death. I think they look really good, and I feel look pretty good realistically. I think they did a pretty good job there. I do sort of like the designs for the Natter, the Gronkle, and the Zippleback. However, the problem that I noticed with these dragons is they also sort of all have a very similar head shape, which kind of makes them all look a little too similar to me. They don't look as distinct enough, whereas obviously in the animated version, they looked very distinct. Oh, also the music. The music is pretty much all the same, so you can't really argue with that. It's still pretty good. But they kind of use it wrong in a lot of places. It doesn't always match the right scene. They use the wrong title in different scenes. It's not great, but the music itself alone, good, because it is just the normal How to Train Your Dragon music. Now on to the stuff that kind of sucks about this movie. Toothless is not one of the dragons that looks really good. There are certain parts of him that look great. When his mouth is closed and his eyes, he looks pretty good. Overall, body shape and everything, I think pretty solid. But his eyes, way too big. And his mouth looks really odd for some reason, especially whenever it's open or the teeth are retracted. It just looks super weird, and it's kind of hard to describe why, but it gives almost an uncanny valley feeling where it does not fit, and it kind of sucks. Also, the teen acting in this movie, no, not it. Okay, and that goes for everybody, including our main character, Hiccup. It is not great. It's kind of cringe anytime they say something. There's usually not enough emotion at all, especially if we're talking about Astrid, or if we're talking about Hiccup, it's too much emotion. It's too much the wrong emotion. And also every line is being said like a TikToker. It's like TikTok acting where they will say a line and then pose for the audience to take in the words. And it's bro, no one cares about how the actor looks. Okay, that's not why we wanted the movie. We want it for the story. Okay, and when they don't deliver lines very well, I get it. The lines can be read differently. I'm not saying it has to be read the exact same way as the animated version, but tone overall has to be relatively the same. And while all the lines are the same, the scenes do not feel the same because of how they're being acted. They don't feel as impactful. They don't feel as important. They kind of just feel like, oh, whatever. And that sucks. And I feel like that makes it even worse when they are missing certain scenes from the original. There's one big scene that happens in the original movie. The scene after Test Drive, where Toothless and Hiccup are kind of just chilling. Toothless eating fish. The little terrible terrors fly down. They try to take some fish from Toothless, and he ignites one on the inside. That's when Hiccup finds out that, oh, dragons aren't fireproof on the inside. Foreshadowing for the Red Death. You also have when they like cuddle up to him, and he realizes, oh, they're just like normally nice. They don't have that at either. So he doesn't, like, he sort of understands from Toothless, but he's also sort of training Toothless. So it doesn't make sense for the other, like, his epiphany of, oh, dragons are really good. That doesn't make sense later because he only has the one. And the scene in the original movie is to show that it's most dragons are like that. It's not just an outlier. It's, oh, they are naturally not like super aggressive. And they don't do that in this one. The problem with live action is because we don't want too many things changed. But also, you need to make some changes. And you have to find a happy medium. And it's so hard to do that. But also, I feel like live action is just disrespect to the animation medium. Live action remake. Live action as a whole, obviously not bad. Like, solely live action movies, great. But if it's a remake of an animated movie, it's just kind of disrespectful to the animation medium. Like, what was wrong with the original? And part of it being animated allows them to do these kinds of things, like a fantastical story like this with dragons. It makes it a lot easier and probably more engaging to pull off because it's not real people. Okay, let's stop with the live action remakes. Okay, I will probably not be watching the live action How to Train Your Dragon movie again. Like, I went into it being like, oh, it'll be fine. And it was fine. That's all. Watch the originals, watch the shows. Don't watch the, like, most recent show, the Nine Realms one, because that one's weird. But all the rest, fantastic. Just stick to the animation, okay? Stop making live-action remakes. That's it. That's this episode for Easily Entertained. I hope you enjoyed. Tune in on Tuesday for our usual episode where we're going to be talking about an exciting new movie that came out this week that everyone is loving. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You're going to have to come in on Tuesday. Okay, bye!